I think next year. I won't fight with Deontay Wilder. For me, I think it's interesting. World champion guy, this is very famous guy, this is strong guy. One of his great heavyweight last 10 years. Special information. Speak with my team, I say, this is first задание.
First option.
Yeah, first aim.
Who is second option?
Та ми не говорили про це. We not speak about this.
Are you a prosecutor?
Yeah. Now I have only one person, it's Deontay. You know, I want to fight with Wilder.
Why?
Because it's a very famous guy. This is guy last 10-15 years will be champion and very dangerous opponent because
I'd love to see you in a big fight for all the belts. Like you and Usyk, 3 belts in a row. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you know, I'm all for it, but I don't, you know, he's a little afraid. You know
Why
what I
do you
mean?
say
Not
that?
a little afraid, but a lot afraid. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'm in the business, so I know a lot of things.
But you're just waiting for him to accept it. But you're ready to sign a
I'm
contract
ready
today.
to go any given moment in time, place, no matter what it is. You know what I mean?
You're
But
not gonna
they
put
know
on.
that.
To give us 3 fights a year, which he hasn't been since, I don't know, when he turned pro, then okay, cool. Then you can maybe have that little Wilder gimme, because you know what? I know you're going to give me 2 more and they're going to be the real deal. But we only really see Usyk once every 9 months. So if I'm seeing you only once every 9 months, I don't want one of those once to be Deontay Wilder. If that makes sense. I don't want that. So yeah, it's the strange call out. But again, if I'm Deontay Wilder and I hear that call out, wherever I am, I go straight to the gym. I go straight to the treadmill. I do a bit of road work because that's the motivation I need. When the #1 heavyweight on the planet, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, is calling you out from nowhere, then you take that opportunity.
The combat sports rumor mill never sleeps, and now it's presenting another wild twist. Oleksandr Usyk has his sights on Deontay Wilder. Out of nowhere, the unified heavyweight king is floating the idea of sharing a ring with one of the division's hardest hitters, and just like that, fans are buzzing about a matchup nobody had on their bingo cards. Whether it's genuine intent or strategic noise, the possibility alone has the whole scene leaning in.
Usyk can do it better than that and finish him. Usyk could finish Wilder. I want you guys to know that. Usyk could finish Wilder by TKO. We ain't playing this decision game anymore. He's taking out souls in the heavyweight division, dude. He's knocking motherfuckers out.
It all started when Usyk pressed on whether he's sticking around or letting the belt scatter. He didn't hesitate. He made it clear he's not going anywhere. And in fact, he's already eyeing what's next. According to him, the plan for next year includes a showdown with Deontay Wilder, a matchup he says genuinely intrigues him. With that single hint, Usyk just lit up an entirely new conversation in the heavyweight division.
An obvious question, so this means you will continue to fight, because everybody is asking, is Oleksandr Usyk continuing to fight, or maybe one by one every belt go?
No, I continue fight. I think next year. I won't fight with Deontay Wilder. For me, I think it's interesting.
And when he was asked why Wilder, Usyk cut through the noise. He pushed back on the idea that Wilder isn't the same force he once was, pointing out that the former champion is still a global name with frightening knockout power. In Usyk's view, Wilder has been one of the standout heavyweights of the last decade, and that pedigree is exactly why the fight makes sense.
Why Deontay Wilder? Because people are saying maybe he's not as good as he was.
This is world champion guy, this is very famous guy, this is strong guy, but it's one of his great heavyweight last.
When the conversation shifted to when this idea took shape and whether talks were already underway, Usyk almost brushed it off. There are no negotiations, no behind-the-scenes moves. He admitted he was basically saying it publicly for the first time. He's told his team that Wilder is the first name he wants, the matchup at the top of his list if he's stepping back into the ring next year. According to him, this isn't some long-planned strategy, just his honest choice for who he wants to face next.
10 years.
Interesting. When did you decide that you want to fight Wilder? Have you told him? Is the team making negotiation?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Is there any negotiation?
Є перемови зараз вже з командою Вайлдера.
Oh, no, I say only now. It's like special information.
Oh, okay.
We speak, yeah, I speak with my team. I say, this is first задание.
And on the other side of that potential matchup, Deontay Wilder has already hinted at how he'd approach it. He explained that his plan would revolve around a busy jab, clean lateral movement, and creating the right opening for the punch he still trusts more than anything, that thunderous right hand. Wilder knows he'd need a smart setup to pin Usyk down, but he welcomed the southpaw angle, saying it's a look he actually enjoys solving. And as always, he promised that if he's in the ring, he's chasing the kind of knockout the heavyweight fans come for.
You know, jabs, using lateral movement, and you know, doing what I do best. You know, coming with the right hand. Now, I feel like if I connect with anyone with the right hand, it's gonna be devastating. It'll be a knockout. So, I would have to strategize to get him. But one thing about it, he's a southpaw, and I love southpaws. I'm always coming to give people what they want to see as a heavyweight, and that's the knockout.
While Wilder talks strategy and timing, the broader fight world is already echoing just how tough a puzzle Usyk really is. Joe Rogan went off about it recently, saying Usyk's run isn't just impressive, it's historic. He pointed out how Usyk hasn't just beaten elite heavyweights, he's beaten them multiple times, from Joshua to Fury to Dubois. Rogan argued that this kind of dominance puts him in the conversation with the all-time greats, and what truly separates him is that relentless movement. He even brought up how Joshua admitted he'd never been that exhausted in a fight before, simply because Usyk never stops making you work.
He's an animal, man. Yeah. I mean, he's so fucking good. He's so good. I mean, you think about what that guy has done. He beat AJ twice. He beat Tyson Fury twice. And now he beat Dubois twice. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
No, it's incredible.
Those are two of the best, of this era. I think he's one of the best of all time. I really do. I think he's one of the best heavyweights of all time. And his movement is so different. One of the things that was interesting, where they were talking about the fight, and AJ Tony Bellows was talking about when he fought him, and AJ was saying that when he fought him, it was the most exhausted he's ever been, because he's always moving. You're not.
Rogan highlighted just how relentless Usyk is in the ring. There's no downtime, no rounds off. Every second he's forcing opponents to react. He even compared Usyk to a heavyweight Lomachenko, noting that both were trained by the same legendary coach. That non-stop movement and elite guidance is what makes Usyk so tough to beat.
There's no rest with him.
No rest.
There's
no
constant.
Yeah.
There's constant twitching.
Under fire the whole time.
you're constantly thinking, when is this coming? There's no silent agreements. There's no relaxation. There's no, there's no rounds off. Yeah. Everything is, he's putting it on you and moving constantly. Like I always say, he's like a giant Lomachenko.
Got it.
They were both trained by the same guy.
Oh, were they?
Yeah, Lomachenko.
Usyk's skill and movement make him a nightmare to face, according to Rogan. But Wilder also brings a very different kind of threat. Rogan called him the most fearsome one-punch knockout artist in heavyweight history, pointing out his staggering record of 39 knockouts in 40 fights. Even against someone as massive as Tyson Fury, Wilder's power remained undeniable. One clean shot could end a fight instantly. It's that raw, unpredictable danger that makes a potential Usyk versus Wilder clash so fascinating.
You ever see Deontay Wilder? The greatest one-punch knockout artist in the history of the heavyweight division. At one point in time, he had 39 knockouts out of 40 fights. Insane. And he fought Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was 260. He was 209. Fuck, here it is. Watch this. Just one punch. Right here.
Unbelievable.
That is so crazy.
That's crazy.
While Wilder brings raw one-punch power, Chisora argued that stepping into the ring with Usyk is a whole different challenge, one that's as much mental as it is physical. He described Usyk as a fighter forged under extreme circumstances, recalling how just months ago, Usyk was sleeping at home in Ukraine while missiles flew overhead, then got on a plane to face opponents abroad. That kind of background, Chisora said, gives Usyk a mindset few can match. In the ring, it's not just the non-stop movement or precision punches that make him dangerous. It's the mental edge, the relentless focus, and the ability to push every opponent to their limits while staying one step ahead.
Listen, what I'm saying is this, yeah. To beat Oleksandr Usyk, you have to be mentally disturbed in your head. Yeah?
You have to be mentally disturbed.
Yeah, because you have to understand.
Well, to take the fight in the first place.
Yeah, because when I saw him a couple months ago,
yeah,
I had a coffee with him, we were just chatting. The guy lives in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, oh, before I came on the plane, I was sleeping in my house, and then those missiles were going over my house, and I didn't want to go in the bunker. I was like, ugh, I'll just go to sleep. There's some craziness, isn't it? I mean, like, imagine you now, you're in your house in Barna, Timbuktu, and then missiles are going. What are you gonna be like?
Yeah, it's cut from very different stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then remember, so you have to come in there looking to go to the other side, because he's looking to go to the other side.
Chisora made it clear there's no traditional game plan against Usyk. Trying to box him just won't work. He described Usyk as on another level, a fighter whose skill and ring IQ make him nearly untouchable. Comparing him to Muhammad Ali in terms of dominance and influence, Chisora stressed that Usyk is a generational talent who commands respect and stands apart from anyone else in the heavyweight division.
Everybody gets it wrong. You don't box this guy. It's like, how can I explain it to you in a way you understand? We can't box him.
He's just too good.
He's just unbelievable great. Yeah, forget good, he's amazing. Yeah, he's great, he's amazing. He's like the white Muhammad Ali. He might not talk like Muhammad Ali, but he is the Muhammad Ali of the last generation. You understand? We have to give him the credit where it's due. Yeah? He is that guy.
Then MMA guru weighed in on just how dominant Usyk could be across eras. In his view, Usyk's combination of movement, angles, and feints would give him the edge over any heavyweight in history. He predicted that even the biggest names like Muhammad Ali would struggle to connect as Usyk patiently controlled the fight, setting up devastating shots to finish in the middle rounds, let alone Wilder. Watching Usyk, he said, is like seeing a completely different breed of heavyweight, one whose skill and precision surpass anything he's seen, even when reviewing the greats from the past.
People don't like this take because they've seen highlight reels of some of these unk fighters at heavyweight in boxing. Usyk would school every heavyweight in the history of boxing. Fact. He would school Prime Ali and chin him within a few rounds. He would probably ride out Tyson, make him miss, school him, and then finish him in the middle rounds by TKO. Stiff uppercut up the middle, dude. The way he moves and the way he fights and feints and angles are just different than any other heavyweight ever in boxing history. I've watched old heavyweights fights in their prime. I haven't just seen highlights.
On the other hand, Boxing Ego, a YouTube boxing commentator, threw some cold water on the hype, pointing out that while Usyk calling out Wilder grabs attention, boxing has a way of making fans wait too long for the fights they really want. At Wilder's peak, he was undefeated, WBC belt in hand, and knocking out everyone in his path. Top names like Joshua avoided him. Now, years later, Usyk steps up, and while the matchup is exciting, the timing means it might not hit with the same intensity it would have back then. In boxing, it seems the biggest showdowns often come just a bit too late.
My thoughts is this: Usyk is a great champion. He's calling out Wilder fight, but boxing always does this to its fans, where there's a fight, and when it's at the maximum peak danger, guys like Wilder, people ain't trying to fight him, right? I'm talking about when Wilder, he was unencrypted. He was an undefeated fighter, had that WBC belt, and he was knocking people out pre-Tyson Fury Part 2, because that's the fight he got knocked out in, right? He didn't really hear this from a lot of people. In fact, Joshua, when he was undefeated, could have fought Wilder, but didn't do it. And that would have been the biggest fight in boxing at that particular time. So cool that Usyk is doing it now, but this is what always happens. We always get played as boxing fans, where when boxing and the politics and everything aligns for us to finally get a fight that we've been wanting to see, it's so far past the expiration date that it don't make the same sense.
He looked back at why this fight feels delayed. Years ago, Usyk said he wanted to face Wilder and even planned to watch his Helenius bout, but he never showed. Wilder then lost to Joseph Parker and Jay Leong, and his comeback barely drew attention. Now, with Usyk's undisputed status altered and one belt moved, Boxing Ego said the matchup is still intriguing, but it's not the explosive clash it could have been at Wilder's peak.
As it once could have. So, longtime boxing fans, yeah, we'll watch it just to see what happens, just because we supported both guys, but it's not the same as what it could have been. I remember not too far off, not too long ago, we're not talking about a distant past 200 BC, but Wilder, before he lost to Joseph Parker, before he lost to Zhe Lejeong, right, Wilder had a fight with Helenius, and I believe that was the fight. Usyk said he was going to go to the fight and he was going to be present for the fight because he wanted to fight the winner, right? This is what was stated. But then, to our dismay, Usyk didn't pull up for whatever reason, right? And since Usyk didn't pull up, it kind of died down, and then Wilder later ended up losing to Joseph Parker in Saudi Arabia, and then later ended up losing back-to-back to Zhe Lejeong. And then Wilder did make a comeback fight
And Liam Goff wasn't convinced either about Wilder as Usyk's next target. He pointed out that Wilder has only managed one win in the past 3 years, and that was against a virtually unknown opponent. While he understood the historical context, Wilder, Fury, and Joshua were once the heavyweight big three. Goff argued that the division has moved on. With Usyk now in control, he suggested chasing Wilder feels more like an afterthought than the blockbuster challenge fans might hope for. So, what's your take? Should Usyk versus Wilder actually happen? Is it the heavyweight showdown fans have been waiting for, or has the timing already passed to make it truly epic? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our deep dives and breakdowns from the fight world.